Hello guys and girls, how's it going? Screezilla here and I hope you're all well. Now, I'm doing something very dirty here. I feel wrong doing it, but I feel it needs to be addressed. So I had to give it a try just to see how bad it was. Now, as you may know, there is the Night Witch race going on at the moment. Now let's just pause it here and just go to slow motion. Now the Night Witch race is pretty fun. However, there is a rather large exploit to it. Now, you may say, well, it's not really an exploit because it just makes sense. But it affects the races of everybody else. What is the exploit? Well, it's this here. You go down to water level, skim the water with your landing gear, and as you see, landing gear has broken off. Get back to altitude, and let's go back to normal speed. Now let's switch to the guy in first place. So we have some people here quite high up, and as you can see, there is a plane already flying to first place now, just outmatching everybody with speed. Question is, how's it doing it? Well, that's the exploit. So let's go back to me, and as you will see here, I have no landing gear, and this gives me a real big advantage. And it's a pretty unfair advantage in all honesty, because, well, as you'll see with this race, you just have so much more speed. Let's just switch to somebody else quickly again. So the guy in second place, he's doing 240 miles per hour. I'm at almost 250, sort of averaging 250. You can sort of see the problem straight away here. You have about a 20 mile per hour advantage over the other players with no landing gear. And it really is quite unfair, because you just annihilate the enemy team, because nobody else can catch up with you. Now, this has happened to me a few times and I didn't realise what was happening. I was in the midst of racing, had a good half a second to a second lead at some points by you know, just taking the corners well, not banking too much, not flying like an idiot basically, so keeping my speed. And then all of a sudden I have a plane whiz past me at, you know, 20 miles per hour faster than me, and I'm just sat there scratching my head. It wasn't until I watched a replay that I realised what was happening. Now, this exploit is not a cheat per se. It's not really an exploit. Well, it's an exploit, but it's not really a cheating exploit. It's just there because it's the way the mechanics work for the game, and it's people using it to their advantage. So technically it's fine. It's not illegal. It's perfectly okay to do, which is pretty unfair to everybody else. So the reason I'm doing this video is to show you what it is, so if it happens to you, you know what it is, and also, well, you can do it yourself. Which, yeah, it's unfair to people, but if everybody knows about it, then everybody can do it. And if everybody does it, it's no longer an exploit, and people are no longer cheating with it. So if you've been racing in these PO2 races and finding that, you know, you've been having these really good races but just can't win because somebody's just a second, well, more than a second faster than you. We'll see at the end of this race how much faster I am without landing gear. But if everybody knows about it, I guess, then, well, it doesn't become a problem because I guess you can all do it. Would I advise doing it? No, because it really is unfair. I cock up a turn there. Now, you can see I've completely cocked that turn, lost a lot of speed, but it doesn't matter because I've just got, you know, extra 20 miles per hour on the enemy players here. It just doesn't make any difference. And that's the basis of this problem. Now, these little events are great fun, and I do enjoy them, but when people are exploiting things like this, then it kind of ruins the fun part of it. It's almost the same as, you know, players ramming you because you're in the lead. That's another big problem in these races that I've found. I've had a few races where I've been having very close flying with people, you know, we've only been a couple of meters away from each other, and they will just simply ram you so that you can't win. And that's more down to people being arse-hats than anything else. But the exploit here is more of a... Oops, sorry about that. My desk just made a nice big crackety click. The exploit here is really just not fair. Let's just have a look through the players and see, you know, all of these other players, you know, are very close to each other. The rest of the field was really quite closely compacted. There was one guy with no deaths. Where is he? No, not me. I think it was this guy here. You know, and flying perfectly good race, but it just can't do anything to fight back when somebody is using this this exploit to get ahead, and it just purely is unfair. Ways they could fix it, well, I guess they could turn off the physics aspect, you know, or just turn off the damage aspect so you can't knock your landing gear off. I'm sure they could fix something like that in the racing so that it doesn't make it an effect. Or have a plane that doesn't have fixed landing gear. Have planes that are capable of raising their gear, so again, it can't be used as an exploit. Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest problem here, is just the fact that if you knock your landing gear off, you gain an extra 20, 30 miles per hour. You can see here I'm doing almost 265 miles per hour at point through some of these turns, and everybody else is doing about 230 at their best speeds, you know, 240 sort of maximum speeds. So you've got a good 20 to 30 miles per hour speed advantage, and in racing, you know, that's... there's not even any point in racing, because when you have that much speed over the competition, you're not going to lose. So, yeah, I just thought I'd bring it to you guys' attention, let you know what it was. As I said, if people are doing it, then, well, we might as well do it. It's not fair at all, but, well, it's either that or just keep losing. So my time of a 7 minute 10 seconds there. Now let's find, so we got this guy in second place. So he's coming up, and you can see how far away the other players are here. You know, they're barely any... there's really no competition when you do it like this. It's really just absolutely unfair. I did apologise profusely to these guys as well. I just said I'm really sorry and explained to them what the exploit was as well. So in the future, if they have it happen to them, then I guess they can do it themselves. Because it's not something that will be fixed, unfortunately. So 8 minutes 12 seconds I think was the time for them. So myself 7:10, the other players almost 8 minutes 12, so a full minute in front of them. Yeah, completely not fair in all honesty. Okay guys, look, I hope you found this video interesting. There's about a day left on the event, so, and say if you are trying to get that PO2 in the witch hunt race, then you may have to use this exploit to fight off other people using it. If you keep losing because there's a plane that's, you know, 20 odd miles an hour faster than you, then you at least know what it is. Alright guys, until next time, this is Screezilla out, and have a lovely day. And sorry to all those people in that race, I do apologise profusely for using that exploit, but I just wanted to get it shown so people know what it was. Okay guys, have a good day, bye bye.